And legislators say a spectrum bill is right around the corner, and what to look out for in trade and on the standards front from the top starts now. And 4 members of the Super Committee sent a letter to President Barack Obama late last week, and it appears that spectrum is definitely on the priority list. Here to give us the latest is TIA President Grant Seiffert. And Grant, welcome to the program.
Thanks, good to be back.
And we also decided to invite Herb Congdon, Associate Vice President of Technology and Standards for TIA, to give us the latest on the standards front. So Herb, welcome to the program as well.
Thanks, Ed.
You are welcome. And Grant, let's go right to this latest development by the Super Committee. Based on this, can our members rely on the fact that a spectrum bill will get passed by year's end?
I wouldn't put a guarantee on it, but the percentage goes up. The fact that 4 members out of the 12 deficit reduction select committee members sent a letter to the president saying, please identify more spectrum for not only deficit reduction purposes, but also for the demand issue that we see coming down the pipeline 10 years ago, which we've talked about a lot, not only just from a TI perspective, but Washington, the policymakers, the FCC, they all agree to this, the fact that we need more spectrum and we've got to fill that pipeline and do it now.
Now, TIA hosted a spectrum lunch in the middle of last week and engaged many of our members, but players and stakeholders in the spectrum bill. Why is it important for TIA to have engagements and discussions and gatherings such as that to address topics that we're discussing today?
Sure. Well, it was the group that got together was the TIA Public Policy Committee, which is committee members or companies that make up the committee that are focused on and prioritize these issues. And the topic was spectrum. It's important because equipment vendors need to plan ahead. We need to look at where we're going to be in our business planning down the road when these issues are being discussed. Certainly we have a voice, and we have to make that voice being heard by the decision makers on this select committee or any other committee, whether it's the House or Senate side, or even the FCC, making decisions that ultimately will impact our member companies' business models.
Now, I was checking out the Capitol Hill calendar for the week, and I did notice this, and I was a little surprised that I didn't know this last week, but Congress may vote on the free trade agreements starting Wednesday. Yeah. And just following that, the potential of that happening is the president of South Korea will be visiting Washington on Thursday. And the Wall Street Journal that you read every day, as I do, is riddled with articles on the free trade agreements. Where are we on that front?
As you said, the calendar has been announced, and so when we were here last week, I said we were waiting for the White House to send up the 3 agreements to the Hill, and they've done that, and so we certainly are supportive of that action. It looks like we're making some progress, and so there may be some hiccups, some politics, but last-minute drama being played out on the Hill, but we hope to get a vote on the FTAs, and the fact is having the president from South Korea here certainly would be a nice opportunity to say we actually did something of significance and having a celebration around that note. If anything, Congress needs to be aware and constantly be reminded that the United States is falling behind on trade agreements behind our competitors. China has signed many, Brazil has signed many. There's other parts of this world that are still doing deals that we're not a part of, and this is why it's so important. And this will stimulate investment and job growth for the future.
Now, Grant, another big topic on the Hill, as you know, is the reform of the Universal Service Fund, as well as the Intercarrier Compensation Reform Bill as well. Janikowski gave a speech, again, in the middle of last week about his proposal, along with the ABC plan as well. He gave a quote that was interesting. He said, "The status quo is not an option. The cost is too high." And I managed to take a clip out of that speech. And let's go ahead and watch that clip, and we'll be right back with Herb and Grant Seiffert.